Welcome back to the Foundry of Ideas, where we make the most out of every square inch. I'm Harry, and if you love clever jigs, tool upgrades, and projects that fit real-world small workshops, you're in the right place. Today, let's dive into Dewalt's DCW600. Can cordless power really compete in a compact shop? If you're working in a compact shop and want less clutter, more flexibility, and pro-level results, the DCW600 is a solid investment. It won't replace your router table, but for 90% of handheld routing jobs, it's a serious upgrade. What would you build with a cordless router like this? Drop your ideas in the comments, and if you want more smart space-saving tool reviews and woodworking hacks, hit subscribe and join our small shop community. Here's what you get: the router, a fixed base, and a 17mm spanner. No edge guide or a battery, though mine's from another Dewalt tool. First impressions? This thing is compact, lighter than most corded routers I've used, and check out these LEDs. No more routing in the dark corners of your shop. At the top, you have a variable speed dial. Variable speed means you can dial in just what you need, whether you're edge routing or cutting dados. The depth adjustment is super intuitive, no more guesswork, and the two LED work lights arranged next to the spindle are a game changer for visibility, especially in a crowded workshop. When I put it to work, first edge routing some maple, smooth, no bogging down. Now trimming laminate, clean cuts, no burning. I ran a battery test. I got through 3 edge profiles and a couple of grooves before swapping out. For most small shop projects, that's plenty. This is where the DCW600 shines. No cord means no tripping, no fighting for outlets, and setup is a breeze. It fits in a drawer or in a relatively small cabinet, and I can even toss it in a tool bag for job site work. Plus, if you're already on the Dewalt platform, it just makes sense. One battery, many tools. I must admit that for heavy, all-day routing or big bits, a corded rotor still wins on raw power. Battery life is great for most tasks, but I would recommend to keep a spare handy. And yes, cordless convenience comes at a premium, but for many small shops, the trade-off is worth it. If you're working in a compact shop and want less clutter, more flexibility, and pro-level results, the DCW600 is a solid investment. It won't replace your router table, but for 90% of handheld routing jobs, it's a serious upgrade. What would you build with a cordless router like this? Drop your ideas in the comments. Now let's explore the various parts of this beast. To start with, let's talk about the battery this router uses. The Dewalt DCW600 router will take any of the 20-volt XR batteries or the FLEX VOLT 20-volt batteries. The latter run cooler than the XR batteries. Before inserting the battery, check to see that the switch is in the off position and make sure that the battery pack is fully charged. To install the battery pack into the tool, align the battery pack with the rails inside the tool's top handle and slide it into the handle until the battery pack is firmly seated in the tool. You must ensure that it does not disengage. To remove the battery pack from the tool, press its release button and firmly pull the battery pack out of the tool handle. I shall now recap on the parts that make up this router, and I shall explain in some detail what each of these parts does. Number 1. At the top center, there is a variable speed dial which regulates the rotation speed of the spindle. Its settings are from 1 to 7. These cover speeds from 16,000 RPM to 25,500 RPM. The lower speeds are for large diameter bits. The higher speeds from 20,700 RPM are for small diameter bits and for soft woods, plastics, and laminates. Number 2, the on-off switch is located on the side of the handle and is protected by a rubber cover. Number 3, on the lower part of the motor, one finds the spindle lock button. When this button is depressed, it immobilizes the movement of the spindle. Number 4. To install a bit in the router collet, remove the motor from the base, depress the spindle lock button, and loosen the collet nut with the supplied spanner. Insert the shank of the router bit as far as it will go, and then pull it out about 2 millimeters. Depress the spindle lock button once again, and tighten the collet nut to secure the bit. This router accepts 1/4 inch shank bits. Number 5. The fixed base is fitted with guide pins so that the motor can be inserted correctly. Once the motor is in the base, turn the adjustment ring to set the depth of the bit. Turning the ring clockwise raises the cutting head. Turn the ring anti-clockwise to lower the cutting ring. When the bit is at its desired depth, close the locking lever. There is a micro adjustment ring on the base, which can align with a pointer on the bottom of the depth adjustment ring. 1 full turn of the ring equals a change of depth of 12.7 millimeters. There are work lights on either side of the spindle that adequately light the work surface. They remain on for about 20 seconds after the motor has been turned off. The motor has a soft start feature, which makes the usage of the router very easy. This is a welcome feature. It is recommended that one makes several light cutting passes for better quality results. It is also recommended that the depth per pass does not exceed the half of the bit's diameter. Now I want to hear from you. What's the biggest challenge you face with routers in your shop? Cord clutter, power, size, or something else? If you've tried cordless, what surprised you most? Drop your thoughts and comments below. Your experience could help a fellow woodworker. By the way, I think I have found the best way to dust extraction for this router. Keep an eye out for my forthcoming video. You won't want to miss. Before we say goodbye, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment below with your own tips or questions. Your support not only helps grow this channel, but it also sparks ideas for future jigs, shop builds, and woodworking. Thank you for your support.